Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of the Master of the Mat. Tonight is a memorial show, and the memorial show is dedicated to one Jay Briscoe. One second. Let's see if everything working on end. All right, yeah. So tonight's memorial show is dedicated to Jay Briscoe, who we lost on Tuesday due to an automobile accident. So before we get started, we're gonna do a 10 bell salute for the late Jay Briscoe. So we're gonna do this right now. That is for Jay Briscoe. Jay, you were a wonderful athlete in that ring, perhaps one of the best tag team. You and your brother were hands down the greatest tag team in professional wrestling history, the only tag team to hold 13 tag team championships with one company. They are the 13-time Ring of Honor tag team champions. And we're definitely going to miss you. So while I send this link out, this is Jay Briscoe's last official. Hold on. Give me 1 second. This crap anyway.
You save big this home and auto bundle, Extravafesta Save-a-thon. Time to ring the savings bell. You know what that means? Time.
Reach for the sky, boy.
I gotta cut this short. I gotta get the link for the show. Give me 1 second. I gotta cut this short. I gotta get the link for the show. Give me 1 second. I gotta cut. Piss me off a little bit. All right, I'll be right with you so we can start the show. Just trying to send this link out to everybody so that way they can get on, watch it now or watch it later. Um, all right, now let's get back to the business at hand. We're gonna get out of this. And so before I get started, I'm gonna play his theme song, then we're gonna get right into it so we can kick this memorial show off.
Reach for the sky, boy.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. This is the Master of the Mat. I am your host, Anthony the Origin Brand. And today's show is a special show tonight. We are doing I'm doing a memorial show for Jay Briscoe, one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. He's a former Ring of Honor World Champion on two separate occasions. And if anybody's been watching Ring of Honor, have been watching Jay Briscoe, been watching the Briscoe brothers, you know the Briscoe boys, or they were very fairly known as them boys, have been in the ring with some of the top tag teams in WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling, and them boys are nothing to mess with. And I'm gonna share with you Jay's championship history. I'm gonna share with you who he's beat in the past and who he's wrestled, who he's come up against. So give me a second while I bring it up. All right, here we go. So, for those who don't know, Jay Briscoe, he wrestled for Ring of Honor, he wrestled for Impact Wrestling, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he also wrestled independent wise for Combat Zone Wrestling, where him and his brother Mark are two-time tag team champions. They also wrestled for Shane Douglas' former promotion, Extreme Rising, where they will vote. They had the match of the year. He was at the Scream. They had match of the year 2 years running. He also wrestled for four Impact Pro FIP. They're former tag team champions there, him and Mark. Game Changers Wrestling, where him and Mark are former three-time tag team champions. They wrestled for House of Glory, which is owned by Master P, to be all of all people. and they are former tag team champions there. Impact Wrestling, they are former Impact tag team champions. They are former Jersey All Pro tag team champions. They won the National Wrestling Alliance Crockett Cup in 2022. That was last year. They are former IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Because on one occasion, him and his brother are former new never openweight 6-man tag team champion with Yano. I remember that. I'm gonna get into that later. That was funny as crap though. They are former NWA Wildside Tag Team Champions from Prime League Wrestling Federation is an independent company. PWF, he's a former United States champion there, and he won the tournament in 2009 to win that title. Pro Wrestling Noah, he's a former junior heavyweight tag team champion with his brother Mark. PWU, he's a former tag team champ with his brother Mark. Real Championship Wrestling, he's a former tag team champ with his brother Mark. They won the tournament. He made a big in Ring of Honor where he beat Kevin Steen, who we know now as Kevin Owens, for the Ring of Honor World Title, his first reign. And I gotta look that up. I'm not certain, but I believe he beat. Um, Adam Cole for his second reign, or Michael Elliott. I gotta look up. I get to that in the show. Um, he's a former Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champion with Bully Ray. He's a former 13-time Ring of Honor tag team champion with his brother Mark. He won the Honor Rumble. He's got countless awards here from Ring of Honor, the CM Punk Award with his brother Mark, Tag Team of the Year in 2007, Feud of the Year, the Briscoes against Kevin Steen and El Generico, aka Sami Zayn, Tag Team of the Year 2019, Feud of the Year with the Gorillas of Destiny, Tag Team of the Decade 2010, Tag Team of the Year 2021, and he went in the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame just last year. He's a 2CW Tag Team Champion one time with his brother Mark. He's a UXW Tag Team Champion with his brother Mark. And he was voted Tag Team of the Year by Wrestling Newsletter in 2007. Um, Jay Briscoe was very outspoken. He had his outspoken ways. He spoke outspoken about a lot of stuff. And he didn't care if you liked it or not. But outside of the ring and inside the ring don't make a wrestler. When he got in that ring, you knew who Jay Briscoe was. You knew how he got down. And when he got in that ring, he was one of the best. And like I said before, he won his first Ring of Honor World Championship when he beat Kevin Steen. He knocked off Kevin Steen. The storyline behind that was Kevin Steen refused to wrestle Jay Lethal, who won the Arnold Rumble, I want to say, who won the Arnold Rumble a few months before that, but he refused to wrestle the defender title against Jay Lethal. So Jim Cornette said, you're going to fight Jay, but it's not going to be Jay Lethal. It's going to be Jay Briscoe. Well, as we all know the story behind that, Jay Briscoe defeated him on April the 5th, 2013 at the SuperCon of Honor, and he will go on to hold the title for 89 days. Now, here's the thing with that. He suffered an injury. It was a storyline injury, and the injury behind that was Jay Briscoe. I'm sorry, Briscoe was hurt when he won the title, supposedly hurt when he won the title, but got more hurt as the time went on. He won the belt. He had to vacate the belt on June 23rd on TV. He lost the title to Michael Elgin. No, he lost. He never lost his first reign. Not at all. Uh, Adam Cole won the belt for the first time, beating Michael Elgin in the tournament, losing the title to the man he lost losing that title to Michael Elgin June 2014. Elgin held the title for 764 days before, no, I'm sorry, 76 days before losing it to Jay Briscoe in Toronto in 2014. Jay lost his second Ring of Honor World Championship to Mr. Ring of Honor, Jay Lethal. At Best in the World 2015, where it was title for title, winner take all. It was for the Ring of Honor World title and the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. Now, what made that rivalry, Jay Briscoe and Jay Lethal, awesome is that Jay Lethal went out there and he talked smack to Jay Briscoe the whole time as champion. He went out there and he told Briscoe, "My championship is worth more than your championship. This championship means Kaka, and my championship means the world championship. My championship is the only recognizable world champion." Now, at that time, Jay Lethal, on his first heel run in Ring of Honor, was tearing it up. And when I mean tearing it up, he had Truth Martini. He was the leader of the House of Truth. He was doing his thing. He was the TV champion for the second time. And this Jay Lethal was just going hard. And when I mean he was going hard, Jay Lethal was going hard. Jay Briscoe did not take it. He went out there, best in the world 2015. They beat the brakes off each other. They beat the brakes off each other. When I mean beat the brakes off each other, lethal injection, J driver, lethal injection, J driver, the elbow from both men over the top rope. At the end, it was a lethal injection that put down Jay Briscoe to lose his final Ring of Honor World Championship. And that match is in my top 5 matches of Jay Briscoe. I got top 5 matches. I'm gonna give it to you before I leave, of Jay, and it was awesome. I actually watched that. A friend of mine screamed it, and I was with him to watch it. It was awesome to see Jay Briscoe, Jay Lethal go at it. I'm a Jay Lethal fan. I am a huge Ring of Honor fan. I'm a wrestling fan in general. Ring of Honor, AEW, New Japan, Impact Wrestling, you name it, I watch it. I am a huge wrestling fan, and that's nothing short of nobody who knows me. I'm a huge wrestling fan, and this is why I started this show. Um, this is what I do. I like to talk wrestling, and that's why I'm doing this memorial show because, as a fan of Jay Briscoe, I felt like I wanted to do something to show my appreciation, show how much of a fan I am to him, and what I do. The Briscoes had great tag team matches, and the most notable when they wrestled wrestling's greatest tag team, aka the world's greatest tag team, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. That match was good, and when I mean good, you got Shelton Benjamin, perhaps one of the greatest in-ring technical wrestlers you will ever have. Charlie Haas, Seton Hall of Fame, Oklahoma's finest. Then you got them boys, Mark and Jay Briscoe, straight up hog farmers, go head to head, will fight you and just go ham with you. And when I mean with ham, man, them boys got in that ring. You got the Briscoes on one side, you got the world's greatest tag team on the other side. They got in, they locked up, and it was instant classic. It was instant classic. They traded tag team championships back and forth. The world's greatest tag team, two-time tag team champions of Ring of Honor. As I said before, the Briscoes, 13-time. And that rivalry is set the tone for the Briscoes. It set the tone for them to go ahead and become perhaps the greatest tag team in wrestling history today. Now, I'm about to do my research real quick. Hold on, give me 1 second. Just bear with me here, because now they won their first Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships by beating a tag team called Special K. They held on to those titles for 175 days before losing it to the Second City Saints, CM Punk and Colt Cabana. They will win their second tag team titles by beating the Prophecy, BJ Whitmore, and Dan Matt, whatever that guy name is. Whitmore's a, Whitmore's a nut. Let me just say that right now. Steve Corino cannot stand BJ Whitmore, but that's for another show. But this right, They won their second tag titles by beating that. They lost their second tag titles to the team they lost their first tag titles to, the Second City Saints. Um, they went on to they wouldn't have the tag titles for a while. Then the King of they beat they would go on to win their third tag team championships when they beat Christopher Daniels and Matt Sadell, aka Evan Bourne, for those of you who know who that is. They lose it to the New Japan Dojo, won it back from New Japan Dojo. They would drop the titles to the Angels, the Age of the Fallen, Jimmy Jacob and Tyler Black, aka Seth Rollins. Um, they would go on to beat no more They would go on to beat Davey Richards and Rocky Romero for their fifth tag team championships. Briscoes will vacate the title due to a marked injury. The I'm sorry, the Age of the Fallen, Jimmy Jacob and Seth Rollins were win the title in the tournament. They would lose the title to El Generico and Kevin Owens, aka Kevin Steen and Sami Zayn, who will go on to lose the titles to the American Wolves. The Wolves will go on to lose the titles to the Briscoes for their sixth tag team title reign. The Briscoes will drop the title again to the King of Wrestling, um, Chris Hero, Cassizono, and the current Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Casanova Cesaro. Uh, they will go. Kings of Wrestling will go on and lose the tag titles to Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team, aka the World's Greatest Tag Team. Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas will lose the tag team titles to the Briscoes at Final Battle 2011. This will be the Briscoes' seventh Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team will win the titles back. They will go. They will go on to lose it to All Night Express. Kenny King leads the promotion, comes back. Blah, blah. It was stupid. Let's just say it like that. At that time, Ring of Honor. Scum, 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 Jimmy Jacobs, and Steve Carino would win the titles at Death Before Dishonor, but lose the title to the Briscoe brothers at Final Battle. Briscoe's brothers have seen success at Final Battle. I'm telling you that right now. They would drop the title to Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly, perhaps one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Red Dragon, aka Undisputed Era. Um, that rivalry, I'm gonna say right here real quick. That rivalry between the Briscoes and the Undisputed Era says a lot, and it spoke on who they were and how they were, and that rivalry made the Briscoes it made the Briscoes. That's what it did. It made the Briscoes. It made them a better tag team. It made them a more functional tag team, and it made them perhaps the greatest tag team of all time when they stepped in the ring with Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Um, the Briscoes would go. They would go to singles competition. They wouldn't hold the titles for a while. They would come back to the titles in 2018, where they would knock off the Motor City Machine Guns to win their ninth Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. They would lose the title to SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. They would win the belts back a couple months later. They would lose the title to Villain Enterprises, Brody King and PCO. Um, they would drop the titles to the Gorillas. They were the Gorillas of Destiny won the title in Madison Square Garden, and at Mayhem for their unprecedented 11-time tag team champion in 2019, the Briscoe brothers will beat the Gorillas of Destiny. Um, they will lose the title to the Foundation. Pandemic, COVID will come, shut everything down. No wrestling. Ring of Honor do tape. They would do tape this and tape that. It wouldn't be pretty. Um, Ring of Honor finally got fans back in the building. The OKC, the original Kingdom, Matt Taven and Matt Bennett will win the tag titles, but only to drop the titles to the Briscoes on December the 11th of 2021, where the Briscoes will go on to hold those titles for 111 days. They dropped the title to FTR, aka the Revival, and December 22nd, no, December 10th, 2022, Mark and Dre Mark and Jay Briscoe, or Jay and Mark Briscoe, will make professional wrestling and Ring of Honor history, where they will go on and they will win. They will win the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships for the 13th time. This past Tuesday, January 17th, Jay Briscoe was in a car accident. He did not make it. He leaves behind two daughters and his wife. My condolences go out to Mark, his wife, and his two kids. May God's blessing be with you. As a fan of Jay Briscoe, I can tell you this: Jay Briscoe was a one of a time, one of a kind personality. They turned down a low money contract to perform for the WWE. Many people called them stupid, but they knew what they were doing. That same year, Ring of Honor offered them a boatload of money to stay with them. They were made in Ring of Honor. They are Ring of Honor Hall of Fames. They're former Impact Tag Team Champions. They've been in the ring with some of the all-time greats in this business: the Hardy Boys, the Good Brothers, Gorillas of Destiny, the American Wolves, Red Dragon, the Kingdom, Violent by Design, Villain Incorporated. Don't matter. The list of tag teams the Briscoes have been in the ring with is a who's of who they are. And I never got to see him wrestle in person. I did get to see him wrestle on TV a lot of times, and that's an honor in amongst itself. So as I wrap this up right now, I'm gonna say this: Jay Briscoe, you're gonna be missed by millions of fans. And one more time, I'm gonna give you a 10-bell salute, and we're gonna play your theme song to end this show out. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Master of the Map, this special rendition, the memorial show for the late great Jay Briscoe. Um, if you watch it later, leave a comment. If you, I will be back doing my regular show tomorrow. But until then, this is the Master of the Map. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is another 10-bell salute for Jay Briscoe. Thank you for watching the Master of the Mat, the special memorial show. And I leave you with them boys' final theme song.
Reach for the sky, boy.
Rest in peace, Jay Briscoe. Thank you.